What's up, everyone?
What's up?
We're back with Belgium Part 2, and this time we got this cool dude with us, Rufus.
We thought we needed
So this
Rufus did his own hair today.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it looks
And he's
flat.
getting muscles.
Yeah. Muscles from Brussels.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get mine out. I'm suffering comparison. So, the reason Rufus is with us today, not only because he's awesome, but also because today we're talking about all the things we did in Belgium that were a bit more educational.
We went to three memorials. One was a memorial outside and two were museums and war.
Yeah, we kind of went to two outside ones, but let's pick one first. Let's start in Ypres. Should we talk about Ypres?
Ypres was good.
So Ypres was one of my favourite places in Belgium. I thought
Lovely.
it was beautiful. We found in Flanders Fields Museum online, and the reason we found that is because Rufus learnt the poem last Remembrance Day, and you read it out. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember reading it out? Rufus reading the poem is what inspired us to find out a bit more, and then we found the museum and we found Ypres, and we went there and it was just a lovely day, wasn't it? Or a lovely couple of days.
It was really nice.
We knew we were on to winner straight away when we managed to get parking in the main square of the city.
Oh yeah, we didn't even have to walk far, did we?
Yeah.
And it was quite cheap, wasn't it, as well?
Yeah, so we got nice cheap parking, and we went to Flanders Fields Museum, which is the first place we want to talk about.
How big was that building, Ru? Super big, can you remember?
It was like 300 steps to the top of the bell tower, and Dad went up alone. And we were going to change Riley, but Mum said Dad's probably already there. But when he came back, I was like, "Where have you been?" And he was like, "The bell tower."
Yeah, because Rufus didn't know, because you wanted to go to the bell tower, but it was a super windy day.
It was really windy.
So we thought, it might not even really be that safe for Scott to go up, even though they kept it open. Yeah.
So the bell tower visit you can do. I think it's 200 and something steps, but it is quite narrow, and it is, if it's windy like it was, it is really
maybe not quite as enjoyable.
Yeah, don't go up if you've got vertigo. No. It's not a good one to try and break your fear, because the corner points of the building, of the tower, you have to kind of climb over. It's only €2 to go up, and you pay when you enter. When you enter the museum. And it was well worth it though. There's a room you can stop off halfway and you can see the bells, and it was nice.
They started chiming when you were there, didn't they?
Oh, I was changing lens at the time and I nearly dropped one. And I mean the lens, not.
You could have dropped it down the town and it would land on the floor and probably smash.
It would have smashed, yeah.
Definitely would have smashed. When we went into Flanders Fields Museum, we had the option of paying for just that museum or for two museums, because there's actually two inside one building, and the other one is Yper Museum, which we'll talk about in a minute.
And I forgot if you need to pay or not, because it's probably the same building, so you probably don't need to pay.
Yeah, you do. You pay slightly more, so I think it was... Yeah.
The prices are on this video right now.
But so we decided to pay for both museums, because we checked at the desk and you had like 3 days to go back and visit the other one. We didn't really know what Yper Museum would be like, because it's the history of the town, and we didn't know what it would be like for kids after being at a museum all day anyway. So, we went for it and we thought, if we don't go, it's not the end of the world. So,
I regretted it straight away.
Did you?
Paying the ticket. I just thought, why have I bought tickets for two museums when we're not coming back tomorrow, and the kids will just be bored?
Yeah.
Well,
how wrong he was.
How wrong I was.
But when we went into Flanders Fields Museum, you got given those cool wristbands, didn't you?
And you flash your band on this thing, and it tells you about somebody relative to you, and you can get different stories for different things, and we like doing it each other. But sometimes if we go to a different one, sometimes we get a different person.
Yeah, and it was really good because it told you all about them like the person, like
Yeah.
what they were doing when the war happened, and where
Yeah.
they had to go to, and what they did when they grew up, and whether they found their families again, didn't it? It was really cool. It was very informative, very interesting museum, wasn't it?
So we spent about 3 hours there, and it was really nice. It was
Yeah.
really serious, and there was big concepts to discuss. But there were some areas, like Mel said, about some things were catered more for children.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best things about the museum was at the end when you could search your surname
Yeah.
or your county where you live, and then all the servicemen with that name or in that area would come up, so you could kind of trace back your own. You could really make it,
Yeah,
like,
it was cool, wasn't
just
it?
for you, which is brilliant. Like even Lincolnshire was in there. Like, you wouldn't think it's so far away, but obviously that's the reach of the war, I suppose. But it was good. We couldn't delve into everything as much as you could do if you were there with like the older children, or if you're there as just
if you're taking a toddler, you have limited time. We had to split up a little bit so that one person could
probably
enjoy
miss
it
quite a lot.
more, and the other person can just follow Riley around. Didn't we?
And after that museum, do you remember what we did then? We came out of that museum, we went into the square, we went to a certain shop. Do you remember?
Yeah, what was that shop across the road?
There was a
from the
busy
museum?
shop with lots of school children in it, and then next door
And they
a
were
really
English
quiet
school
shop.
children.
It was a
Yummy.
gold box.
Oh, some chocolate.
Some Belgian chocolate.
That was so good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we had to have our Belgian chocolate, and we think we picked somewhere really nice.
Yes.
A lovely shop in the square, and we bought some and had some coffee and some chocolate when we got back.
We did, and we asked the guy to just fill it up for us and choose for us.
Yeah,
remember? He picked well.
Can you remember any of the chocolates?
Truffles were good.
Yeah, they had chocolate thing, but it was in this chocolate wrapper, but it looked like a cupcake thing that you put cupcakes in, but it was made out of chocolate.
And there was only one.
I had that, and in the cupcake, under the chocolate cupcake case, under the chocolate, which I ate first, I saw loads of chocolate cream in the middle.
Oh.
I was gutted.
I actually don't think I got to see you eat that. I remember it now.
Yeah, I was not very happy about it, was I? Because I was the only one, and Rufus picked it, and I was like, no!
Hey, you got 2 truffles. I only got 1.
Oh, let's kick it off now. Well, we went to the chocolate shop. We didn't eat them all the first day somehow. We shared them out, and they lasted for a few
They
days.
did last
didn't they?
well, didn't they, actually?
I think we may still have them.
No.
No, definitely not. But also, so as we said, we were only planning on spending one day in Ypres, but it just happened that we liked it
We
so
loved
much,
it, yeah.
and we had this ticket that we went back.
We stayed fairly close by, didn't we?
Yeah, and we got great parking this time in the square the next day, and then I remember thinking, right, we'll go to this other museum, but I don't think it's going to be as good, Yper Museum, because it's just about a town. You know, how interesting is that going to be? But it was amazing.
It was so
it was
good, wasn't
absolutely
it?
brilliant.
The museum was brilliant.
What can you remember about
Rufus,
it?
actually, I can say Rufus didn't really want to go to another museum, probably
Yeah.
because the one before, even though he enjoyed it, it was quite serious. So we were like, come on, let's just go and see what it's like. And you loved it, didn't you?
Yeah, because you need to find 9 cats around the museum.
Yeah, it
Well,
started
not
with a
exactly
game.
real cats, but there's loads of like little furry bits of cats on, and they've got names, and you need to scan your band on them to get them. And there's these games you play for coins, and the most coins you get at the end of the museum, you need to walk to a shop, and then you get to pick a prize or 2 or 3.
Yes.
So there you go.
So-
So if anybody knows anything about children, games where you have to collect points is an absolute winner.
Via cats.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
these games were really educational but really fun. They had
Even
some really
Riley could do it.
Yeah.
They had some really interesting ones. And yeah, we love finding the little pictures of the cats, and you scan your wristband and then you go onto the little screens where the games were, don't you? And it tells you which cats you've got and how many you need. And
Yeah.
it's really cool. We really, really enjoyed
Really
it. But the
enjoyed
whole
it.
museum was laid out really lovely, and we did learn a lot about the little town.
They had a lot of
Gorgeous.
lovely colours. Sorry, Mel. They had a lot of lovely colours in the museum in general, and the cat game was brilliant. And the way you could collect gold, it was gold that you got, wasn't it?
Oh,
No, it was
gold
coins.
coins.
Oh, was it
yeah.
coins? Golden coins.
So one of my favourite things about Yper Museum was drum roll please. Was at one point when we walked through the museum, the model of the town was gorgeous. Everything was really nice,
Yeah.
but we got to a part, and I don't know if you remember this, Rufus, where there was a little sofa with a toy cat on it and a camera, like an olden style camera. And next to that there was a little dressing up box, and the lady said to us we can put some of the clothes on, like there's some of the props on, and sit down and have our picture taken.
Some vintage stuff.
Yeah, it
And
was really cool, like vintage photos.
We will get up the picture now.
Yeah, that's the picture, yeah. And I expected, being from the UK, that this would be something we would have to pay extra for, like, pay extra for the photo. And so I asked, and she said, no, just have the picture taken. It comes up on the screen, pop your email address in, which is a great way of getting customer data, by the way. And they email it to you for free. And it was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
we
really
had one.
fun.
We had one together. It was super. We liked
Yeah.
it, and
Wow.
I really liked that little element, and that it was free.
But overall, it was
very good.
It was
wasn't
very good.
So yeah, definitely go there.
Yeah.
And then just the town centre, or the little square, was so lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was really pretty. It helps that it was quite empty, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really lovely. And there's a lot of other historical things around there, aren't there?
Yes.
Which we happened to find one of, didn't we?
Yeah, just on the way out by accident.
Like literally round the back, wasn't
Yeah.
it, of the museum?
Go through the archway of in Flanders Fields Museum is in a giant building called the Cloth Hall, which is used to be a cloth hall basically, and through
But
the archway.
now it's a church.
Well, now it's a museum. This is the museum bit.
And through the archway was
The church.
The church.
The
Through the
church.
archway.
St Michael's
Cathedral.
Yeah, it was so amazing.
Oh, it was. We
Remember
walked
that
in
place?
there.
Yeah.
We walked in there, and it was just magical. There was
I
nobody in
remember
there.
it was like the music was so
Yeah.
lovely, and it was just like it was quite breathtaking.
Yeah,
I would say
it was really
it was a
lovely.
moment. We all had a bit of a moment, didn't we?
And Rufus and I found this giant painting. Can you remember what the painting had on it?
In the inhabitants of Ypres prayed to Our Lady for
assistance.
and protection. When the siege was broken and the English and Ghent armies moved away, the victory was
Attributed.
attributed to the intervention of Our Lady the Soon. There was a castle that was protected, but there was another castle on fire. And there were people that were religious getting killed by soldiers.
Oh,
There was a lot happening in there.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you looked at it for a long time,
Yeah.
didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, it was two different scenes in one painting. I've never seen such a big painting in a church. It was massive. And it was really nice, really good. And we liked the stained glass windows. Do you remember when we were looking at the light shining through? It was just lovely. I mean, we've seen a lot of nice churches on our travels, but this one, maybe it
I
was
think
the
that
music,
just
or
the whole atmosphere was.
the isolation,
Something else, yeah.
but it was just lovely.
When we were in Ypres, the place that we were actually going to stay for the night, we were on our way there, and we accidentally turned down a wrong road.
Yeah.
Which we thought was a bit dodgy, to be honest with you. The road
Yeah.
was quite a long, strange road. It was pretty. And then we realised there was this huge empty car park, and we didn't really know what was
Like,
going
what
on.
is this?
And there was a closed cafe, because we're out of season, like closed restaurant. And then we realised that we were at a remembrance sculpture. We always find these places by accident, and it was named Coming World Remember Us. So you may have seen it, or you may have heard of it. And it's basically an artist made all these like eggs sculptures. They're made by hand as well,
And it's orange, but there's a big egg and loads of little eggs coming out of it, and it's to remember over 6 600,000 people that fought and died in the war.
Well done.
Yeah,
good
really
memory.
good. Very
Bon
good.
memoir. Very good.
But it was really cool, wasn't it? We went to have a look at it, and it really tied in with what we were doing while we were over there.
Yeah.
It's really nice and really important to remember people that fought so hard for us, isn't it? So, it was really cool, and it's really like when you see them all, it doesn't really look that big, but it's amazing to think.
Yeah, there's so many.
Yeah, that there was that many. It's amazing.
And we were having a lot of fun just wandering around and being outside. It was good to be honest.
There was
outside
another little family going for a walk.
Yes.
I think there's lots of walks around there, lots of hikes, and we actually stayed near the observatory, which wasn't too far away from that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really cool.
I really liked the way that our kids were really appreciating it and really getting stuck into watching it. It was really good.
I was betting plants, but then Dad said not to, and then I started banging stinging nettles instead.
Which is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, but I was doing it to like when
Weeds.
people walk out with bare feet, they might step on this thing, so I just bashed them.
Keeping the world
So
safe.
cool.
Yeah.
To round off our historical Belgium trip, we couldn't leave without going to Bastogne to check out the monument there, the Remembrance Monument there, and it was huge, wasn't it? Can you remember?
Massive.
Now, one thing about this was that me and Scott have actually been before a while ago, and we told Rufus that you can go upstairs, but of course, because it's been so stormy and windy, you couldn't go upstairs. It was too windy, which actually was a smart decision. But it was really massive, wasn't it? And it was really cool. Yeah. And before we went, we learned all about Bastogne and the Battle of the Bulge, didn't we?
Yeah.
And it was good for us because relearning these things and relaying them to a child and finding material that's suitable for a child is it makes us learn it in a different way, and you have kind of a different respect for it, don't you?
Definitely appreciated it and understood it more this time than we went just before Rufus was born, actually. And it was a lot better this time. Maybe it's being a parent, or maybe it's being older, or just having it going in there again. And I think the site had developed a little bit. There was a bit of a viewing area that wasn't there before.
Oh yeah, which had a little map that kind of told you key areas. It's got a really good view, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Can you remember that little viewing area? I think you looked it out there for quite a while, didn't you? Because when you are doing things like this with kids, you've got to know when enough's enough, don't you? So I think like Rufus, you really enjoyed learning all the stuff, but you knew that you'd had enough as well. So you kind of got to think, we could carry on because there's so much to learn, there's so much to see, but actually it's a bit much for a little mind sometimes.
Even probably us.
We'd
have been partied out. Ward out.
So, but there was a little art gallery outside at the time, wasn't there? And that was cool.
Look at that.
But we really liked it. And one thing I noticed this time was that the town centre in Bastogne was really felt quite American.
Yeah,
it was it was nice. It was really cool. I would have liked to have explored that a little bit more.
Yeah, we didn't have any time to stop because we were heading out to Luxembourg. See that vlog coming soon. So that kind of rounds up what we've done in Belgium. We have had a great time. As Mel said, we tried to balance out doing some educational stuff and some fun bits. And I think a lot of the places we found had that balance within them. You were getting out and you were doing something, or you're just doing it for a short amount of time, or you had the balance of in Flanders Fields with Yper Museum, so you could do a bit, and chocolate, of course. But yeah, I think these are like 4 or 5 places that we would really recommend. Yeah. I think you can have lovely bits of time in Belgium if you're looking for a bit of
history.
Yeah, a bit of gentle history. Get the kids out and get them there.
Yeah, definitely. And there's still so much more to see on that subject as well. But as we said, we knew when it was time to call it a day for us. But yeah, it's a great place.
Yeah.
For that history.
Go to Belgium. Yay! Right. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.